Hello, everyone. Happy Sunday, and welcome to day 3 of our 3-day workshop, all around owning your health today and every day. Not tomorrow, today. So, welcome. We are here live on Facebook, and as you are hopping on, say hello. Let me know that you can see and hear me. Let me know if you joined me yesterday. Let me know if you joined me for day 1, and let me know if you've joined me through this entire journey. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm so excited to talk all things nutrition today. And so over the last 3 days of owning your health today and every day, we started with mindset on day 1. We then went into movement for day 2. And today we're talking all things nutrition. So if you are new to this community, if you have just hopped in for this 3-day workshop, then welcome. My name is Kristine. I'm a holistic nutrition, wellness, fitness coach, and I'm very excited to bring all things holistic wellness, holistic healing. This is my passion, and I'm very passionate about empowering people to take ownership of their health in a way that is unique to them. We are all unique, as we know, and our DNA is very unique, and so even the signature of our body, the way that we move, the way that we think, the way that we eat, all varies. And so I'm a true believer that we all have a signature blueprint way of eating our best, moving our best, living our best. But there are core fundamentals that we can apply before we get to that stage. And so that is my job here, of course. So I've been in the health and wellness, fitness, nutrition space for over 10 years. I have been able to heal my chronic acne, inflammation, to come to a place of balance in my hormones and my weight, when it comes to my menstruation, when it comes to even stress management, all these different areas that I've been researching on, experiencing and coaching people through over the last 10 plus years. And so with that, I want to dive right in. So for those who are tuning in, hello. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. And if you also have any specific intentions of why you're here and what you want to learn specifically, whether you are here live or tuning into the replay, please share it into the chat. I love reading your comments and I love speaking directly to you. This is the beauty of being here live, is that we are here together sharing the space, and I love being able to speak directly into what you're going through. I love understanding more about what your lifestyle is and how I can best support that. So at the end of today, we're going to go through today's training around nutrition, holistic nutrition, and I will be sharing some exciting announcements. I will be sharing some of the shifts and changes that have been happening within my business, within my coaching programs, and a very exciting new program that I am rolling out today, which I highly recommend if you have been wanting to own your health to the full and you're needing some guidance, then this is probably going to be best for you. So let's dive in, all things nutrition. And so this is a very exciting topic. I am an eCornell certified plant-based specialist, and I have my whole story of nutrition and detox, which is all in my book, available on Amazon. You type my name and I'm there if you want to get the nitty-gritty details, but I'll be sharing a little bit of what I have found over this journey. And when it comes to nutrition, there's so much information out there that it can be daunting. It can be quite challenging to figure out what information is right, what information is best, and not have to go through all the experimentation and the trial and error and expenses of spending on different products that might not even be beneficial or work. So I'd love to hear into the chat, as you're tuning in, what comes to mind when you hear the word nutrition? What comes to mind when you hear the word nutrition? What feelings come up when you hear the word nutrition, what comes up for you? So pop it into the chat. And when we're talking about nutrition, there are obviously different aspects to it. So Amanda, hello, she says whole foods. That's great. I love that. And we're going to be talking about that as well. So whole foods, nutrition, is it something that excites you? Is it something that makes you feel nervous or doubting? It all depends. And when we talk about nutrition, whole foods, obviously, what is food? Hello, Mahina, welcome. Food is energy at the core of it. Mahina is fascinated about whole food, amazing. So food is energy at the core of it. A whole food is essentially the whole of a food, not the food that is highly processed or in isolate. So we have vitamins where they take from the whole food a vitamin in concentrate or isolate for people who might be in a deficiency. The whole food, or the beauty of whole foods, is that we can find an array of vitamins and nutrients and minerals in the right ratios that are perfect for our body, in the way that our body recognizes, can digest, and absorb perfectly, where everything can come into balance because it is the least processed, meaning it hasn't gone through any process of maybe cooking or adding other ingredients into it. And my favorite example is the potato. Potato is a whole food, yam is a whole food, apple, banana, pear, even if you're a meat eater, fish, chicken, these are food intact in its whole form. When we start to process the food, say take a potato, which is again one of my favorite examples, I love potatoes, is the potato cut into pieces, maybe baked, so you have wedges. This is a form of processing the food. Take it a step further, adding some oil, deep frying it, stripping it down into even smaller slices. You have a bag of chips. So you see how there's this process of taking the whole food. It goes through different processes, whether it is cutting them or grinding them. This is a process that it goes through. And then adding ingredients, heating it, or I was thinking oiling it, but the word I was looking for was frying it, baking it. It's going through a process, and the body digests, absorbs this in different ways. So with nutrition, whole food is great because if we eat food that is least processed, very small amounts of added oil, sugar, salt, SOS. Hello, Brianna. This is a really great way to introduce or reintroduce to our body a very gentle form of bringing it back to balance. The body recognizes whole foods. It knows exactly what to do when it comes to this. I wanted to share as well. So whole food, that was great. Drop into the chat anything else that comes around nutrition, comes to mind around nutrition. So today, as we talk about nutrition, I can talk for days, months, years about nutrition. And so to be able to simplify this in 20 minutes, I decided to break it down to the macro pieces, the pillars. Hello, Brianna, and Amanda says healing power. Amazing. Yes. So food has beautiful healing power. Hippocrates says, let food be thy medicine and thy medicine be food. Or let food be thy medicine and your medicine be thy food. Or you get the picture. And what I really love and what I've come to know is that we can find a lot of the remedies that we're looking for, whether it's to reduce inflammation, whether it's to name whatever it is, balance out your blood sugar. Everything can be found in our kitchen pantry. And this is the philosophy that I used as well with my skincare. So nutrition is not just what we eat, but it's what we put in our skin. Our skin is the largest organ in the body. It's highly absorptive. And so by nourishing our skin, we actually absorb those nutrients as well. So when you put on a beautiful avocado mask, oat mask, I used to put cinnamon and honey on my face, or using it on a sting bite. these are really great ways to use food as medicine, the nutrition within the food to then be absorbed into the skin and the body. So multiple ways to use food and nutrition, healing power. I love that. Food is medicine. Yes, Brianna, exactly. And so I wanted to just, for a moment, I don't want this to be such a long training because I have many different workshops available on my portal for you to access. And so I think the best use of our time is going to be talking about, well, directly to you. So drop into the chat any thoughts that you have, any questions that you have about nutrition for this training, as well as bringing to your awareness your body and to understand best what is best for your body. So understanding, and this is something that I spoke about in my last call with my fellow wise women, mastermind women, is understanding your body type. Now, we all come in different shapes and forms. Some of us are larger boned or smaller boned, and there are 3 main body types that we can be aware of. And this can also help with our nutrition. So whether you are a naturally fast fat burner, more of what's called an ectomorph, so you have a slimmer, slender style, might be a little harder to add weight or muscle, so understanding what's best for your body as an ectomorph. If you are an endomorph, so meaning you're maybe bigger boned, you have more of a pear shape, you're more voluptuous, it's easy for you to add weight, might be a bit more challenging to drop weight. So understanding what your body type is to best know what nutrition can help supplement your goals and where you'd like to be in that spectrum. And then we have mesomorphs, which is a little bit of the best of both worlds, where you have very responsive muscle cells, so meaning that you can build muscle with ease, and you can also drop weight should you choose. So Mahina is in our mastermind. She says she's an ectomorph, been loving all that we're learning in the Wise Women. Yes. And so I wanted to bring this to awareness because understanding our body and our structure can give some really beautiful cues as to what is best for our body. And what I have found is that one of the best ways is to become not only aware, but sensitive to the way that your body responds, to have mindfulness when we eat, to chew more. Let's remember that eating and digestion begins in the mouth. This is our natural blender that we've been given by God, and it is best to be used to break down the foods so that while it's in the stomach, yes, the stomach is full of very acidic gastric juices, which helps digestion, but it also helps digestion all the more. When people don't chew their food, this is when they might experience things like hyperacidity, heartburn, different imbalances with pH, discomforts, gassiness, dis-ease. And so just bringing to our awareness when it comes to nutrition, before we even look at the food itself, is understanding our biology, the mechanism of how we break down food, the mechanism of what is best for digestion. Eating in a state that is calm and relaxed is much better and optimal than eating in a state that is stressful. Why? Well, stress initiates the fight or flight response. What then is the priority of the body if this is activated? It's not necessarily to sit down for a 5-course meal. It's to either go fight or flight. And so the blood is directed into the muscles of the body to prepare for this. And this is why when people are stressed, their digestion might not be so optimal. And so practicing mindfulness when we're eating, being calm, being present is really great for digestion. Before we even look at the food itself is understanding, like I said, the biology and the mindset to come in when eating. I work with a lot of clients who deal with sugar addiction and weight issues. And something that we do before we look at the food, we make some minor shifts in the food, alternatives, healthy alternatives that they can start to shift to, that their body recognizes, that their taste buds start to transition to. And the reason being is because when we have addictions to things like salt and sugar and oil, the more we eat those things, the more we desire those things, and we require then our food to have those high levels of salt, oil, and sugar. What does this do? This affects our body, our blood sugar levels, our cardiovascular health, and leads to a whole bunch of different illness, diseases. So what we work on is reworking our relationship with food. So mindfulness steps in here, recognizing that if we are emotionally eating, to start reworking the relationship with food in a way that we can still step in with gratitude and enjoy the food, rather than to feel guilty and stressed afterwards. You might as well, right? If the food's not so beneficial to us, it's kind of like a double negative if it's bad for us and we feel bad. Might as well go for the food and rework the mindset so you can enjoy it, and then we'll make the micro changes and steps required to ease into it. And also thinking that it's important to be gentle with our mind and our body, that years of eating a certain way is not going to reverse itself after one day or overnight. This is what transformation is. Transformation takes time, and there's no such thing as quick fixes. There might be, but it's not sustainable. So we have some comments here. Also how we can be hungry but not hungry, totally. So being hungry but not hungry, this might just be more of an emotional cue or gravitation to food because we're emotional. I have clients that I work with that eat mindlessly. Of course, we've worked on this together, but they eat because they're trying to avoid doing something, so it's a form of procrastination. Also that they feel bored, so it's just used for stimulation, and also because they live alone, so lack of company. Food becomes their companion. Recognizing when we need food and how to deal with hunger when we're not really hungry but feel hungry. Exactly. Yeah, so one of the best things is to drink water. If you're feeling hungry, if you think you're hungry but you're not sure, drink some water. You're hydrating. We're 60 to 70% water. This is beneficial all the same. The Ghrelin, yes, Amanda, look at you, fellow health coach in here. So Ghrelin is the hormone that tells us whether we're hungry, and this is something that we can balance out by modifying and shifting even the timing that we eat and easing into a nice circadian rhythm. So not eating too late before bed and having these sporadic times of eating, but having a nice balance. So really great mention there, Amanda. Yes. And so many times, if you feel a pang of hunger, and again, I like talking about these things, take it with a grain of salt, but I'm very passionate about fasting. I have probably mentioned this multiple times here, but I've fasted on only water for 25 days. I've been an experienced intermittent faster since 2015. I still do it every single day. I am fasting currently now. And what I've come to know is that when it comes to the ghrelin hormone, which signals to us that we're hungry, many times this is just like a habit or routine. More than our body actually be hungry, it sends us that signal. And if we wait a little while, you'll notice that you've lost the hunger. So this is also all about like the routine and the timing at which we eat. All right, any questions here? I'm going to talk about a few other things and then we'll wrap up with this little introduction. I think this is really great for people who are just really wanting to reset, and that's because before getting into the nitty-gritty of nutrition, again, I can talk all things micronutrients and macronutrients and calories, calorie counting, intermittent fasting, you name it. Anything that you have questions about, you can come to me with. But I think the most important thing when it comes to owning your health today, to feel empowered, is not even to swim in all of these details, or rather drown in all of these details, whichever it is, but rather it's to make an empowered decision that you want to come to a place of understanding and respecting your body. And that is the key to nourishing in a way that is beneficial for our body. When we rework our relationship with food and we shift our identity around food, this is when we make the better decisions that we know to be true. that are more natural. And the very basic advice that I'd say is eat more whole foods, drink more water, add more vegetables to your meals. And by just doing that, by having 50% of salad on your plate, much, much better. When it comes to proteins, of course, there's things like beans. I prefer plant-based sources like tofu, tempeh, again, like beans, chickpeas. So Amanda says, are there good and bad diets? Keto, vegan, IF. Great question. So I have done all of those. I've experienced in all of those areas, and whether diets are good or bad, I think there are diets that are more beneficial. I don't tend to like to use the word diet. It's more of a lifestyle and a way of eating and a philosophy around food. But good or bad diets, I think the best diet is the one that suits you most, and that's why I bring it back to understanding your biology, understanding your physiology, understanding your family history, and then making the shifts through epigenetics to be able to change the DNA within you. In my personal experience, intermittent fasting is something that I love. Personally, I love it. I practice it every single day. I'm practicing it right now. Currently, I've been fasting for, I'd say 12, 14, maybe 15, 16 hours. I've been fasting at this point, currently right now, at about 16 hours. And that's pretty standard for me. I won't eat breakfast, and I'll fast about 16, 18, sometimes 20 hours a day. And this is my lifestyle. So I love it. Doesn't work for everyone, and it's something that you can ease into. I'm currently coaching one of my clients through her intermittent fasting journey. So she starts in increments, 10 hours, 12 hours, 13, 13 and a half. So this is an area that I am very passionate and capable of coaching people through. I love it. That's my personal opinion. Vegan diets are beneficial, in my opinion, again, depending on whether it's a whole food vegan diet. There are vegan diets that are definitely not healthy. Vegan still means Coke and fries and chips. So I'm whole food. I predominantly eat plants. So vegan, I think, is great not just for the body, but for the planet and the ethics behind it. So I love it. Keto, my personal opinion around ketogenic. So keto is when you eat essentially no carbohydrates. When I did it, I wasn't very happy. I love carbs. My body thrives on carbs. Bodies in general thrive on carbs. Our cells thrive on carbs. And so for me, it doesn't suit me. Keto does not suit me personally. And I did a keto vegan blend. We have a question here. What is the benefit of fasting? So multiple benefits of fasting. Fasting is, in essence, we do it every single night when you sleep, unless you're eating while you're sleeping. And the benefit of fasting is that, and prolonging your fast, is that it gives your digestive system, your stomach, some time to take a break. A lot of our energy goes toward digestion. So by fasting, we give the body a break. And what happens when we give the space is that the energy is moved into other parts of the body, like healing, productivity, thinking. When I started my intermittent fasting journey, I was at university, I was working on my thesis, and what happens is when we fast for prolonged periods of time, our body biologically kicks into this mode of, this hunting mode, because you haven't gone for an extended period without food, so you start to go into this hunting mode, which helped me while I was writing my thesis, because my body kicked into this gear of mad focus, like insane laser focus. And that is a benefit of fasting. This is why a lot of people like it, is that when their body is not using its energy toward digestion, it can go toward things like thinking, focus. They feel more laser focus. That's what I love. Healing is a great benefit. And so yeah, those are my favorite benefits of fasting. Another thing is that the skin clears. Fasting reduces inflammation. So it's really great. So my one-on-one client that I'm working on right now. She's working to clear her skin, and she had this insane breakout on her face, on her back, on her chest. We jumped on a call just before this live right now. She said 3 days into my intermittent fasting, everything is drying up. So her chin has been drying up, no more breakouts on her back. She's feeling great. And so that's an immediate benefit, is it reduces inflammation, allows everything to come back to return to balance. So that is the benefit of fasting. Gonna grab some water, that said. I love fasting. Might write a book about it. So, as we wrap up, are there any other questions around nutrition? This has been a shorter training, but what I want you to take away with you today is to practice very basic things before even diving into diets. Before diving into the details, which is what I'm here for, and this is what I coach my clients around, is to find their signature body blueprint, to put together the blueprint for their health, for their eating. We figure this out together inside my programs, and you're more than capable of doing the same. It took me years to figure out mine. And now I've come to a place where you come to me, you explain what your lifestyle looks like, what your daily habits look like, what you're experiencing in your body, and then we work it. And in time, no time at all, rather, we start to see a shift. But what I want to leave with you today, because this is all about owning your health today, and what I've found is when people are just so inundated with so much information, they feel discouraged. And so the concept of even owning their health or owning their nutrition feels like a far-fetched idea. It's just so far from them. There's so many question marks. They feel so lost, and more lost diving into Google than before they'd even gone into the search bar in the first place. So the first thing that I want to really emphasize, or the biggest thing I want to emphasize, is to practice listening to your body. Be present with yourself while you eat. Have you ever just sat there in the quiet with no stimulation around you and no distraction around you, and just sitting there and observing your body digesting the food? This is what I want to encourage you to do today, to try if it resonates with you. And then the rest, body types, blood types, macronutrients, micronutrients, diets, veganism, plant-based eating, keto, IF, all these things. This is taken care of. This is what I'm here for. This is what my courses are here for. This is what my coaching is here for. This is what my programs are here for. When it comes to nutrition, it's so specific. Taking someone from where they have come from to where they want to go is not as simple as going keto, going vegan. It can be. That's what I did. But through all of these different trial and error routes and paths. Yes, awesome. Spiritual Fasting by Jensen Franklin. Yes, there's a huge spiritual benefit to fasting when you put your mind toward a different motivation. Definitely. Is there such thing as consuming too much fruits, sugar and fruits? This is a really big topic, and it really depends. I know raw vegans, I've been raw vegan myself, who just eat piles and piles of fruit, and they're doing totally fine. My experience when I would eat a certain amount of fruit, and a lot of it, is I started to kind of get rhinitis. So I think for some people it can be, for some they totally thrive, but it's a transition that they go through. I think too much of anything in general is not the best balance, but again, it's all very personal. There are hundreds, thousands of fruitarians out there who thrive on fruit, and they do just fine. And I've experienced that. I've been one of them too. Yeah, we're all different, and it's so important. Yes. So today what I leave with you is, first of all, practice that mindfulness. Practice that presence with your food. The second is to just drink more water. Super simple. Drink more water, add more vegetables to your plate, 50% if you can. Cooked, raw, go for it. I have a 3-day workshop recording that is all around proper food combining. So if you want to dive into that, that is in my product suite. I can link it to you. DM me if you want a copy of it, but this is over 4 hours of content, video content, Q&A, very specific, life-changing. Yeah. You can't have too much love. That's true, Amanda. Yes. Thank you for reminding us. All you need is love. So, for everyone who's joining me still, thank you so much. I'd love to hear what has stood out to you today. And do you have any other questions around nutrition? And then I'm going to spend a bit of time to talk about some of the changes that are happening within my coaching and programs. And the new program, which I mentioned yesterday, I'll be sharing a little bit more today, and it goes live after this call. I'll be sending out an email, and I'll be posting it inside of this group. Mahina, fasting, I want to try it. Let's chat about that for sure. I think that as an ectomorph, there will be a nice different procedure that we can do. So let's chat about it. I will guide you through it for sure. And I think that we can find a really nice balance. Yeah. So this is where it's very important to know kind of your body type, where you're at, and then we can start to tweak things around. So yes, Mahina, we will talk about that. I'm excited. Yes, we'll do it together. Absolutely. Yes. So, as we are wrapping up, I wanted to share a few changes that have been happening inside of my coaching program. If you are on my mailing list and you received my email today, then you will not be new to this news that I'm sharing right now. And I basically shared to my community all about what has been happening this month of January. So if you are curious to know, and this January I celebrated my 29th birthday. I healed, recovered from COVID, and I've been going through a very beautiful period of reflection and fasting and internalization and deep gratitude. I've been called into these deep waters by God, just really moving into the deepest layers of myself. And with that, I realized that there's been a lot of pruning in my life. There's been a lot of letting go of people, even clients. Amanda, you're 29, you look 18. Thank you. I claim that. Must be the nutrition. I'll tell you that much. So I've been, for these last 4 weeks, just been in some really deep reflection. My business, my coaching programs are moving and shifting and changing to make more room for excellence, for higher service, to be of higher service. That's what I'm here called for. And so there's been a shift in some of my programs, and that is the birth of this new program, subscription-based program, which I'm so excited about. So I'll be rolling out your Pocket Coach, my Pocket Coach, in the next couple of hours. That'll be live officially with the pricing and everything, and I'll be sharing a bit about the pricing and how that works. But for those of you who are here and have been wanting to join any of my programs, or are looking for a coach, or resonate with anything that I say and are curious of what it looks like to work with me, and I mention this because I know there are some people who have been curious about joining some of my programs, and those are shifting as well. So if you haven't gotten in those programs right now, in the next 48 hours, they're going to be changing. So I have a program called The Reset and the Health Style Emporium. I'm now going to be removing the live calls with me, and the program is available, but it's self-paced now. And this is where my Pocket Coach comes in. Also, if you've been curious to work in more of a group setting that is supportive, full of community, The Wise Woman is the best choice that I can recommend for you. We have a beautiful group of women, and we jump on calls bi-weekly, so every other week, with a mastermind, a masterclass, and a Q&A where you get direct coaching. Basically, imagine this: we're in a Zoom, you ask me a question on call, and I speak directly to that you're going through. I give you exercises at the start of the month. You work through them. We come together and gather. We spend time. We commune. And I answer any of what you're experiencing. I speak into that directly. Amanda, can I just shrink you and keep you physically in my pocket and carry you wherever I go? That would be so much fun. I wish that for so many of like the people that I love too, like if I could just have you here from Malaysia and just send you in the mail. That would be cool. Thank you. Well, this is the next best thing. It's me as your pocket coach. So my pocket coach is all about having the convenience of having my advice, my recommendations around mindset, movement, nutrition, even emotions. Mahina, you're so sweet. Yes. And this is as my business is shifting, as I'm actually removing some programs and I'm minimizing to just have a few select programs available. This is what I know to be something that can offer people, they do offer people massive and rapid transformation at what I consider very, very attainable, feasible, generous pricing. So, yes, you'll have me on your phone, exactly. And just want to say hello to those who are hopping on. Hello, hello, hello. And yes, and so my pocket coach is something that I kind of already do with some of my clients, and all of the details will be released soon, but there are 4 levels of subscription that you can choose depending on how quickly you want to transform, depending on how much you want to transform. So the 4 levels are, we have the classic, we have the deluxe subscription, the premium, and the platinum. Now, it's pretty straightforward. For all of these, you basically get unlimited access to me through text and messaging. This is easily per month worth $2,000, and that's at any time, anywhere that's convenient to you. I have clients who send me photos of what they're buying in the grocery store. I have clients who talk to me about how difficult it is to share with their friends that they're going through this health change and how to deal with social situations. I have clients who, in moments of high stress, they come to me and they talk about the emotions they're feeling, their wins, whatever it is, any question marks you have during the day. You have unlimited text and messaging access to me. Pretty straightforward. We have, we'll call it level 1, 2, 3, 4. Classic, deluxe, premium, platinum. For the classic, so at the first layer, you get access to me once a month with a 45-minute call. This is a coaching call, a recalibration call, anything that you need, really, this one-on-one time. It's great for accountability. I have clients who, right before jumping on a call, because we have a call together, they're like, I need to get stuff done because I'm meeting with Kristine and I'm going to have to give some news to her, so I better do this thing. So it's great for accountability. So the classic gives you access to 1 call a month. With deluxe, you get 2 calls a month. They're all 45 minutes, 2 calls a month. Premium, you get 3 calls a month with me. And the 4th, which is platinum, you get 4 calls a month with me. This is every week, basically. Now, I want to share that currently my one-on-one coaching ranges anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000 a month. The pricing of this then is just completely unparalleled. With this, any of these levels, you can get access to the Wise Woman. What does that mean for you? This means that whether you have 1 call a month, 2, 3, or 4 calls a month, you get an additional 2 calls a month, the group coaching calls and the group Q&A calls. And you also get an online portal with all the replays, and you get a private community where the women share their wins, questions. It's really, really beautiful. So essentially, if you're a platinum subscriber or member of mine or client, then you basically get 6 calls a month that you have access to. So there you have it. That is your access. Me on calls once, 2 times, 3 times, 4 times a month, text messaging and voice access, and Wise Woman access depending on the payment scheme. Now, this is where everything's going to be outlined on the website, And so basically each of the levels, we have it at $3.99, $5.99, $8.99, and $1.999. So that is the current pricing. There's details and bonuses around paying for 6 months, for 12 months. Because this is a monthly subscription, you can just do it for 1 month and be like, cool, I'm good, sayonara. Or you can choose to stay longer. Or with the different bonus access to the Wise Woman, securing your 6-month place or 12-month place will give you either 15% off or 25% off. So these are a lot of numbers that I won't go into too much detail with, but just know that there are bonuses with paying in full. There are bonuses with securing your place for 6 months and 12 months, and bonus access to the Wise Woman, where you get 2 additional calls, a community, and an online portal with more trainings, much more trainings, all around femininity, hormone cycling, quantum leaping, money creation, mindset, emotional clearing, balance, fitness. And so this is all around my pocket coach, or your pocket coach, who is me. So this is what I will be rolling out in the next couple of hours. You'll get an email, and I will share it here in the group as well. For any questions, send me a message. You can jump on a call with me. And with that said, I think that's everything for now. I'm super excited. I think that accountability is great. Eliminating the guesswork is great. And stepping into not only your full power, but confidence is a lot of fun. It gets to be fun. It doesn't need to be daunting. And I just love being able to share this wisdom with whoever is ready to hear it. And that's who I'm here available to those who are ready. Because if you're ready, you're going to see the change, period, regardless. That's for sure. So, or you could wing it on the spot like I do. Amanda, yes, you're a gem. So everyone, that wraps up our Own Your Health Today workshop. 3 days, mindset, movement, nutrition, the trifecta around the transform philosophy that I have, and of course the different dimensions to wellness that are important. So with that, go back to the trainings if you like. If you have any questions about the programs, the packaging, being able to work together so that we can really put together that blueprint for you, the best mindset tools, the best movement tools, the best nutrition tools, and beyond, then send me a DM, send me a message, and I look forward to seeing you. I'll be dropping all the details for my pocket coach very, very soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you're ready to work together, I can't wait to work with you. I'm so ready. And thank you for staying with me. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen who are tuning into the replay. So much love. Share your wins, and I will see you next time. Much love. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye.